Hi everyone, welcome to today's session. So we will start our session now. Okay, so for a start, sit in a comfortable position. Put your hands in a comfortable position. Gently close your eyes. We're going to do some breathing exercises first. When you breathe in all the good and all the fresh air. When you breathe out, whatever tension or tightness, whatever feelings of stress or tiredness, whatever negative emotion, negative energy in the body and the mind, we're gonna let it all go out together with the out-breath. So let's try. Gently take a deep breath in. Gently let it out. Relax, 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 relax. For the second time, take a deep breath in again. Gently let it out. Relax, 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 relax. For the third time, take a deep breath in again. Gently let it out. Relax, 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 relax. For the last time, take a deep breath in again. Gently let it out. Relax, 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 relax. Relaxation of the body, if there is any more tension and tightness. Any more feelings of using or exerting strength in the body. Gently let it go. And let the body abide in a state of relaxation and inaction. Relaxation of the mind. Let the mind Let us be aware of the state of mind at every present moment. If there is any wanting, any craving, any expectations, gently let it go and let the mind abide in a state of non-wanting, non-craving, and non-expectations. And let the mind abide in action. For the mind not doing or thinking about anything in particular, not having the need for the mind to do or to think about anything in particular anymore. Let this 20 minutes be a time for the mind to have a break from all that wanting and doing. Then let the mind be aware of whatever that manifests to the awareness regarding the body and the mind, moment to moment. Moment to moment. Without indulging in or rejecting any of the stories, issues, emotions, feelings that appear to your awareness. Just simply being aware of whatever that manifests to your awareness, moment to moment, moment to moment. This is relaxation of the mind. With this relaxed mind and body, today let us continue with our contemplation on compassion. So for a start, let us think of the beings that are suffering, with a sincere wish for them to be free from suffering. Let us gently, sincerely, with a tender, loving heart, let us wish the suffering beings free from suffering, free and causes of suffering, free from suffering and causes of suffering. Free from suffering and causes of suffering. Free from suffering and causes of suffering. Let the suffering beings free from suffering and causes of suffering. 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 Then we think of ourselves, if we have any suffering. If not, let us remember about the potency of suffering in life. Then, with a sincere wish for us to be free from suffering, gently, sincerely, with a tender, loving heart, let us wish ourselves free from suffering and causes of suffering. 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 Then let us think about the respected beings, beings that you respect. If they are having any suffering, physically or mentally, or we can just think about the potency of suffering in life. That will happen to them also when conditions are fulfilled. Gently, sincerely, let us wish the respected beings free from suffering and causes of suffering. 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 Today let us thirdly go to the enemies, those who want to harm you, those who are unpleasant to you. Or let us think about the suffering that they are creating for others, towards you, and which will manifest back to them, either to a stronger degree or maybe in a lesser degree, when the conditions are fulfilled in the future. Whatever that you are encountering and experiencing now, they may experience it similarly or in another way, but definitely there may be suffering when conditions are fulfilled. So with a heart full of compassion, recognizing that even though they look like they are very happy now, but actually they are creating suffering for them in the future, that is even more foolish. and is caused by ignorance. So let us wish the enemies tenderly, with a tender, loving heart. Let us wish our enemies free from suffering and causes of suffering. 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 Now the one who is experiencing the bad deed of others, actually they are also experiencing the result of what they have done in the past. It may be a dominant factor, it may be a contributing factor regarding the karma that was done in the past. But definitely there is a certain level of influence that karma plays in the experiences that we or the one who are being harmed are experiencing. So let us wish the one, those who are being harmed, and the one who is harming, not known as the harmed and those who are harming. Let them all be free from suffering and causes of suffering. And let the harmed and the one harming free from suffering and causes of suffering. Let the one being harmed and those who are harming free from suffering and causes of suffering. Let those who are being harmed and those who are harming free from suffering and causes of suffering. Okay, so gently take a deep breath in. Gently let it out. Relax, 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 relax. For the second time, take a deep breath in again. Gently let it out. Relax, 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 relax. Gently be aware of the feelings of your body. Gently be aware of the feelings of your buttocks touching the cushion. Then doesn't matter whether the experience was good or no good. Let the mind come back to the present moment. Then, just like waking up from a deep sleep, gently open your eyes. Okay, so today will be the last section on sending compassion to enemies. Tomorrow we will do, tomorrow and the next few days, we'll do a more freestyle type of compassion, okay? And this one, for the freestyle, it is for those who want to practice compassion meditation up to the jhanas, then you have to follow systematically. But now, because we are just developing qualities, so it can be a little bit more freestyle at this level. Okay, this level is what we call the contemplation level. Okay, so today's sharing. So, in the meditation manuals, in the Buddhist teachings then there is a story which I think is very relevant and helpful for us to relate to an evil-doing person. And when we remember this story, it is easy for us to remember to have compassion to them instead of anger. Okay, so in the meditation manuals it says that we can arouse compassion for an evil-doing person, even though he is happy, by comparing him to one about to be executed. Hey, what? About one about to be executed? How? Okay, so this is a story, very wonderful story. So suppose there is a robber that has been caught with stolen goods, and in accordance with the law, then the king's command is to execute him, right? This would be happening in medieval times, I think. Then the king's men, they bind him and lead him off to the place of execution, and then also along the way giving him a lot of blows, a lot of kicking, a lot of physical blows to him. Okay. Then after that, people give him things to chew, give him things to eat, and things like that. Why do they do that? Because this is his last meal already. So they kind of like have a bit of sympathy for him. That's why they give him food to eat, something to chew on. So although this robber, he goes along enjoying and eating these things as though he were happy and well off, still no one fancies that he is really happy and well off, right? But instead, people feel compassion for him by thinking that, hey, this poor man is now about to die. Every step he takes brings him nearer to the presence of death, right? So also, for a meditator, for us, when we want to arouse compassion for an evil-doing person, even though he is happy, then we can think that, oh, though this poor person is now happy, cheerful, enjoying his wealth or enjoying the things that he got through unwholesome ways, still because of lacking in good deed, then he can come to experience untold suffering in the states of loss in the future. like that. Then after that, after having aroused compassion for that person in this way, then we can arouse compassion and send this blessing to that evil-doing person who is happy. I think we experience a lot of this in daily life, especially for lay people. For us monks, we are still okay. We can just, keep noble silence and just restrain our eyes and ears and just be in a conducive environment for our own cultivation. But for the lay people, I think it is pretty difficult. So since it is inevitable, right? Even for monks it's inevitable sometimes. So since it is inevitable, it's good that we have the tools, we have the right attitude and right emotion to respond to this kind of a phenomenon. Isn't that so? If not, we'll always be angry when these triggers happen to us. So it's very easy for us to lose our happiness. Whenever our trigger button is pressed, then we get triggered. Whenever our trigger button is pressed, then we get triggered. That's not a very wise and happy way to live life, isn't that so? That means your happiness will be dependent on external phenomena, right? So not a good way to live, man. Not a good way to live. Trust me, we've been through that, right? So anyway, coming back. So whenever we experience some people who are doing evil and they are happy and they are winning and they look like they have authority over you or anything like that, just remember that this poor person, he's enjoying his success now, happy now due to his evil ways, but in the end he will definitely experience untold suffering in the future. And whatever that he got now, because if he never accumulate new seeds of prosperity, the right way to success, then definitely when the conditions are fulfilled, they may be arrested, they may lose their job, their evil deeds may be found out by others and exposed. Then they will live in shame, they will have to experience suffering physically and mentally, right? So when we think about that in this way, then it is easy for us to soften down our emotions, our negative emotions, our anger, and then instead have compassion for the evil-doing person who is happy, okay? So how do we apply this in daily life now that we have learned about this story? Very easy. Since you remember this story, then every time you experience a person like this, then you can think, let's have compassion for the robber, let's have compassion for the robber. Or even you can just use a key phrase, robber, dying robber, like that. But don't wish for the person to die, okay? This one is a cruelty already, When we think like this, remember not to lose your wish for them to be free from suffering, okay? And causes of suffering. If it becomes cruelty, if it becomes like, you get what you deserve in the future, then that's not compassion. That is cruelty and thoughts of revenge already. Alright? That is anger thought. Okay, so this is the session for today. Wish all of you well, peaceful and happy, full of compassion, and able to remember the robber story, and then and wish all of you to be able to arouse compassion to all the evil-doing persons that you encounter who are happy and who look like they are happy. Hope all of you will be able to relate to them with compassion. Okay, so let us share merits now. Repeat after me. Etta vata chamehi sampadang punya sampadang Sabbe Deva, Sabbe Bhuta, Sabbe Satta, Anumodantu, Sabba Sampati Siddhya. I share my merits with all devas, all beings, all creatures. May they rejoice in the merits. May they be happy. Idame nyatinam hotu, sukhita hontu nyadayo. I share my merits with all departed relatives. May they rejoice in our merits. May they be happy. Idame punyam asavakaya vahang hotu. Idame punyam nibbanasa paccaya hotu. By the power of this merit, may it be supportive condition for my purification of the mind till no more defilements. By the power of this merit, may it be supportive condition for my attainment of Nibbana. Mama punya bhagam sabba satanam bhajimi te sabbe me sammang punya bhagam labandhu. I share my merits with all beings. May they rejoice in the merits. May they be happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Alright, that's all for today's session. Wish all of you well, peaceful and happy, full of compassion, and see you in the next session. Okay? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.